Hi guys, this is Stephen from Share Navigator with a quick update on the S&P 500. And I'm also going to share maybe a potential strategy that you could play. So you can see here, this was the previous high, the circled area here, and we've broken through that. So we're into new territory. So we made a new high 2 days ago, and it's pulled back to this previous, which was resistance back then, which is now support. So the market is going to do one or two things. It's going to shoot on up from here, or it's going to break down. And if it breaks down below this support area, we're probably going into this, I suppose, 50-day exponential moving average area here. So um, what could possibly cause that? Well, coming into the earning season, so we're now really in the depth, I suppose, of earning season. And the big worry coming into this was, what about the supply chain issues and the inflationary pressures? Will it cause companies to forecast lower going forward for sales and earnings? And so far, so good. So far, we've had a waft really of financials and technology companies. It hasn't impacted them greatly. We have had some companies that have said supply chain issues are causing margin pressures, and they've had to reforecast lower, but the market has more or less shrugged it off so far. So what's really the next catalyst? Well, we do have more earnings to come. So if we have some big names starting to put out bad news, that could impact the market. But the big one really is next Wednesday when the Federal Reserve announce what their policy decision is. And the Fed is expected over the next number of months to start tapering their bond purchase program, effectively reducing the quantitative easing that they put in place last year as a result of COVID. And the markets tend to react badly when they do that. Now, they've done really well so far in managing the market's expectations. They've flagged that they're going to taper at some point in time, but most people expect that won't happen until January. So the Federal Reserve next week could indicate that they're going to taper sooner, and that could give the market a bit of a temper tantrum. Then on the flip side of that, if the Fed just say, look, it's steady as she goes, we're going to keep watching it, you might see the market make new highs again. So it really could, it's a flip of a coin as to what happens. So just a little trading idea here that you could use that's very cheap, very inexpensive, with big upside that you could play using options. And we're talking about a bear put spread here. So this is where we're talking about buying a put option. So when you buy a put option, you profit when the stock market falls. So let's say, for argument's sake, we're going to go out to November the 5th because the Fed are reporting on November the 3rd. And when we buy this put option here, we really want the stock market to fall below 450. It's currently at 454. So that would cost us 247. So I wouldn't encourage anybody to buy that. But if we do the second part of the trade here, which is sell a put option down here at 440, we're taking in 94 cents in premium. So the total cost of that trade is about $150 a contract. But you stand to make 850 if the stock market falls to 440. And in percentage terms, that's only about 2.5–3% from here. So if the Federal Reserve next week, for example, um, I suppose, say they're going to taper more aggressively than the market expected, 2–3%, that could happen in a heartbeat. So this is what we call a low probability trade. It's unlikely to work out for us, but our upside is so great, we might look at it. So we're risking 150 to make 850. We know what we're going to lose, we know what we're going to make. Now, the market doesn't have to fall all the way below 440 for this to go into profit. The market could just fall 1% and we could make some sort of a profit. It might be $100. So your return on investment is quite significant. So one way of playing next week's announcement is to do a bear put spread. Low probability, high return. Market moves down slightly, you will start to make some money in between now and next Wednesday. Okay, this is Stephen from Share Navigator with an update on the S&P 500. Thanks and bye for now.